Hi Shana, I had a look at your email and had a look at any potential claims you would make. So from what I looked at, you was dismissed without notice, which is a summary dismissal, and the claims you can take is wrongful dismissal or unfair dismissal. With a wrongful dismissal, you can take it either to court or the tribunal. With the tribunal, it is a 3-month notice period from your last day of termination, so you have 3 months from the 9th of November to bring the case forward. There is no length for service needed, so you qualify that. But before you can take the case through wrongful dismissal to tribunal, you do have to lodge the E21 ACAS form and go through the ACAS conciliation before it actually gets to tribunal. If you cannot reach an agreement through ACAS with your previous employer, ACAS will hand out a certificate of conciliation and forward you to tribunal. Your 3-month clock, it stops at the moment once you lodge the ET1 with ACAS. Your 3 months clock stop then, and if you do not resolve the issue, ACAS will issue the certificate, and from the certificate your clock starts running again, the 3 months within which you have to bring the claim in. In the tribunals with wrongful dismissal, your maximum compensation awards are 25,000. If you are looking at anything higher than that, it would have to go through court. The employer's basing his reasons on you breaching the contract, which is the rule, using defamatory language. That has been reinforced, but however the employer has taken no investigations to prove what the witness said was actually true. So that you would have a case for wrongful dismissal on the basis that there was no investigations brought forward before your dismissal. The other option is going through unfair dismissal, which is a tribunal only. You do have to satisfy the eligibility criteria. It is dismissal without notice. Again, you were an employee, you were a continuous employee for over 2 years. It has to be 2 years employment for you to claim unfair dismissal. This factor you do qualify for. You've been there for over 2 years, and the time scale again, that's 3 months from your last day of employment. So it's the same as for wrongful dismissal. The employer has to prove a fair reason for your dismissal, which he has specified, which was the misconduct, the gross misconduct of defamatory language that was reinforced in emails and other meetings, as you have specified. The dismissal has to be fair and reasonable, but that's for the employment tribunal to decide whether the dismissal was reasonable in the case. But there have to be adequate investigations made on your dismissal, which that has not been done. That would have been the grounds for your unfair dismissal as well, as it does specify that an employer has to have honest belief that the breach has actually happened. This for your employer TLR was a witness, and it has to be on reasonable grounds. The reasonable grounds were that the employee that was a witness was trustworthy, but adequate investigations have to be carried out anyway. This was missed in your case. There was no investigations made at all. You were dismissed without investigations into what happened. You do claim you was not at your desk and you was not by the telephone. Telephone conversations should have been recorded, and your case could have been investigated a bit more further, because it is a very serious conduct for someone to dismiss someone summarily. It has to be justified. It's only exceptional circumstances, and for that to happen, it has to be investigated further in your case. Even the ACAS code, if you do go through the ACAS conciliation, it does specify investigations have to be made and an opportunity has to be given to bring your case forward. You did state you did not have a lot of time to bring your case forward, that it was a short meeting and you was dismissed straight after. You should have been given the time to bring your case forward, along as with the investigation before you were actually dismissed. So that would have been your grounds on bringing the case forward. With the costs, I know you did not want to go to the tribunal. Most of the cases, it is most likely preferable for you to take the tribunal route. From 2017 July, there is no more fees payable to bring a case to the EET, so you can bring your case forward for free now. Other remedies where you can try get some private funding would be damages-based agreement, which is a no-win, no-fee claim. You can go to some solicitors firms and just get some information. Maybe someone would be willing to take your case as a no-win, no-fee. In that case, if you do lose your case, you do not pay nothing, and if you win, you pay the basic rate which you agree upon before taking on the case. You can either do a conditional fee, which is a discounted fee or no fee if you lose your case, and there'll be a basic rate for if the case is won. You can also have a look at your legal expenses insurance. Sometimes you got legal expenses in your household or your motor insurances. It's worth to just have a look at if you've got any of those. Also trade union funding, but with that you do have to get some information. There is a lot of restrictions, and even if they do take on your case forward, there might be some extra costs which you have to cover. Or mainly, if you do not really want to go for the tribunal first or want to go to court, best thing would be go through the ACAS conciliation. It is for free, it's a free service, and if you do not resolve it with the employer, you can always take it further after all, but it is a good thing to start off with. And your basic awards would have been calculated on a 1.5 H factor times your 2 years of service, and the maximum weekly payment is capped at £479. You earn £500, so that would have been capped by £21 for your weekly payments. All that adding up would have been £1,437 basic awards compensation. You can also claim the loss of wages and loss of income. That includes any bonuses or any pensions or any extra income you could have had from your employment during that time. Your compensations, your wages, your loss of wages that you are claiming, you would be entitled to claim from the EDT, which is your effective date of termination, which is the 9th of November, to the date of the hearing. So if you do want to go on with the case, you've got the 3-month period, and your wages would be calculated from 9th of November till the day of the hearing, and that would have been the income compensation, the income loss compensations you would have received. I think that's pretty much it from the information you've given me so far, and I hope this helps, and I hope to hear from you soon. Bye.